Come on. Don't get cute.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello, Simpson Veritins, and welcome back to Rude Gross Magical But that's okay.
Well... Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. It's a glorious Friday over here from Helsinki, Finland. It's nice and sunny in the early morning hours. And we got a Mitch raid. Holy shit. I fucking love it, baby. We got bulls on parade and Mitch raid raids as well. Holy shit. That's a difficult alliteration to say right there. But welcome to all the newcomers right here. And we have plenty to discuss today because there actually is very important things going on, because today is Friday, and Friday actually means something in Bitcoin land because it is CME weekly closure. And also, I believe, a 5-day closure for spot price action as well. So with that said, we have plenty plenty to discuss, plenty to prepare for, mostly in lieu of next week. But with that said, let's get into the Krown Chain application right now, which can be found at app.krownchain.net. And what do we see over here? By the way, I should let you know it is 100% free, and we do have a link in the description below. Yeah, there we go. Didn't get the best night of sleep last night. Deadlifts did not go so well yesterday. Oh shit! I need to turn off those alerts. Scott Carney's at it again. No, it's not actually. Go Luckays first, and we got Matthew Stanislaw. How you doing, my friend? Anyways, what do we see over here? We do see Bitcoin dominance actually coming a little bit further to the downside than what I would expect if this is going to be a macro low here for the Bitcoin dominance chart. So this would be a good day to kind of check in on that. And Fear and Greed Index still kind of sticking around a 70%, or not a 70%, but just a 70 read right there. So we are rather greedy right now, which you would expect after pretty much a $17,000 run unabated. You know, there have been a couple pullbacks here and there, but I just want to kind of address a situation right now because, you know, I read the comments, of course, and I think, like, you know, the strong majority of people on this channel, like, get it, right? But you can definitely tell people who are kind of newer, maybe to this channel or just maybe to the space in general, who, you know, I fear to think what timeframes they're looking at, because a $2,000 to $3,000 pullback from our current high of just, you know, below $47,000 to 44 yesterday seems to be like a big deal to a lot of people, when realistically you have to realize that the daily trend for Bitcoin isn't an uptrend as long as Bitcoin's remaining above, well, guess where? $38,000 is our last daily high or low. So keep that in mind. I mean, this market can fucking move. And if you think that $3,000 move is a big deal, which really didn't even break any like major ranges, especially on the higher term timeframes, only in the short term timeframes, which you did prepare for. But more importantly, we could have a $5,000 move, and that would still be a higher low on Bitcoin all the way down to $40,000 to $41,000. And that's actually probably what I would be looking for if Bitcoin really did want to pull back here. But as we're going to discuss once we get into the actual price action charts, not necessarily leaning towards that at this exact moment. I still do think Bitcoin gets another stab up first before playing out a greater pullback. Anyways, with that said, let's go over here into the market data tab. Let's see what we're doing right here, right now. I need to address this over there. Let's make that in line with what we're currently looking at. And what do we see? Global funding rates actually come down a little bit from yesterday to today. Now, still, this is inconsequential bullshit right here, because it's not even at parity for, you know, for all that it's worth. And this would still be a little bit more supportive of upside in this market. Now, of course, this needs to be combined with a few other things, but as you will see with the open interest over here, still maintaining on that uptrend and making new highs alongside price action, essentially holding around the 200 moving average and baking in a golden cross on the daily as well. So I do quite like that setup. Probably going to take a few more days to really transpire here and evolve, but coming into next week, I do rather like this. Again, assuming that Bitcoin can essentially just hang around $45,000. Global leverage ratio and global exchanges Bitcoin reserve both still maintaining their downtrend, although I'd really like to see this one have the next move to the downside. That would really confirm this, although the Bitcoin reserves, which is probably more important, has already done that. And that is what we typically do see in our more long-term rallies. Of course, we did see these both enter into an uptrend when Bitcoin did do the old downside move from $60,000 to $30,000. Other than that, though, I don't think that we have too much to discuss here. The exchange's net flows is more or less flat there. That's inconsequential right now. On the fourth data page, what do we have? Okay, so here we go. It's still not fully confirmed just yet, but we do have a slew of lower highs right here on the whale ratio. This is rather powerful, but unfortunately, we've only been harvesting this data for the past couple months here. Realistically, we want to be able to show this for the last year, and you actually can get this data for the last year if you go to, or actually, where do we get this from? I don't know, some sort of quant data provided, but more importantly, it actually does work pretty damn well. And as of right now, we do have, you know, our lower highs. We don't necessarily have lower lows on this one just yet, but if we start to enter into that, that'll look really, really good for Bitcoin continuing on, you know, over the macro scale. But again, do not confuse macro scale with, you know, today's daily price action. Intraday can do all sorts of fun things, but other than that, we do see the hash rate still kind of maintaining its current level, and more importantly, GBTC holdings are flat here. So with that in mind, let's go into the price action charts at this exact moment right here, right now, and let's see exactly where we're at right now. So we do see this on the daily for spot price action, which pretty much synonymous with CME as it is Friday already. And what do we see? We do see that a golden cross is pretty much inevitable, especially as long as Bitcoin does hold above $42,000. This will happen, probably not on tonight's closure. It would actually require a closure above $51,000 right here. Credit to Caretaker for this moving average crossover level indicator, which anyone can get, by the way. Actually, pretty much all of Caretaker's stuff is, you know, just freely available on the public library, because I get questions about this all the time, and it's just like, for the love of fucking God, man, just type it in the public library. It's right there. It's right there, baby, for your taking whenever you desire, whenever you want. He's made it there available for you. Anyways, what I would like to see today, and what would make me very, very confident to see Bitcoin make a run towards, 49 to 50,000 bucks, is if Bitcoin could close above the white 200 simple. Yes, Bitcoin did close below it yesterday, but I don't look at this as, too concerning, especially when we go down to lower term timeframes. We will mark off some areas that would be concerning, but for right now, if Bitcoin did want to dump out and actually break its current short-term timeframe range, kind of front running my own statements right here, I would be looking for a move down around about 41.5, maybe 42,000 bucks, and that would again still just be another higher low on the daily on first pass, and we'd still very likely be baking in that golden cross on the daily here too. So I don't think that happens today, again, unless if we actually do close above 51,000 bucks, but very likely tomorrow and especially Sunday, if Bitcoin could just hang around here or above 42,000 bucks, it will draw that closer and closer and very likely get it officially. So this would look pretty damn good, and that would further solidify the bias here that I do believe that the macro low is very, very likely in, meaning the macro low of about 29,000 bucks over here. The question is, though, at some point Bitcoin will pull back. So where would the pullback targets be? Well, it depends how high Bitcoin gets first before confirming a local high on this. Now, has it confirmed a local high just yet? You could definitely look at this area as a local high for right now. Although I don't think it's going to, I actually do not think it's going to be the high of this rally as of this exact moment in time. The reason why I say that is mostly because daily RSI is looking pretty damn good here. Yes, we get a slight drive of bearish divergence, but that has mostly played out. But more importantly, actually on the shorter term timeframes, funnily enough, we do see a damn good setup going on right here. We do see 4 hour showing some hidden bullish divergence, as you do see it put in yet again. I mean, even the fucking 4 hour put another higher low as well. I was saying yesterday that if Bitcoin did take out, I think it was 10th of August low, we'd very likely see a move into the 43s, probably 43.5. We got down around there, got front ran by a couple $100, it looks like. Fair enough, close enough is close enough in this case. And more importantly, yet again, another higher low. On top of that, 4 hour jewel has more or less flatlined here. It's not necessarily like a buy signal or anything like that, but it does suggest that, we probably bounce first before anything else. And because we do have that hidden bullish divergence over here, you do technically have you do have a technical target back around about 46,000 bucks. So whether you're bullish or bearish, I do suspect that Bitcoin probably makes a run towards that region before anything else, whether we get, an actual rejection there and come down to that next level at about 42,000 bucks, or if we do see that next drive up to 50 or 49 to 50,000 bucks, which I do think is still a little bit more likely. Again, my sort of personal philosophy or my sort of personal rules as far as trading goes is I do not trade. I mean, I don't necessarily like try to front run a reversal until we actually have even a lower term time frame reversal, which we don't even have it right here. I mean, we still have higher lows on the fucking 4 hours. So for all the people who are looking for a major massive move to the downside, you might very well be right, of course, but I do suspect that you might be waiting a little bit as well. Anyways, we do see that this move did come on more or less contracting volatility, and now we do see that it is entering into a bit of an expansionist phase right here. I would like to see it get above 50 percentile. If that can happen alongside this being confirmed as a higher low, which it already is, then I would be looking for, again, a move up actually past 46,000 bucks to our current highs, which is about 46,500. Remember, yesterday we were looking at lower term time frame momentum also to kind of judge if continuation was more or less likely yesterday. We did not get any of the things that we were looking for, unfortunately. However, today is a new day, and with a new day, we do have, well, a bit of a better setup right here. 4 hour Stokes will cross the upside inevitably with any sort of a closure above 44,200. Remember that number. 3 hours is going to cross the upside, or has actually already crossed the upside, and will be remaining to the upside as long as Bitcoin's above about 44,000 bucks. Buy hourly is going to show what? Buy hourly is going to show 44,200 coming up once again, and hourly is going to be showing 44,500. So as long as we do essentially remain above Bitcoin's current higher low, I do look at this as a lot more likely to pop back up to 46,000 bucks. And personally speaking, if we do close a daily above what wherever the 200 simple is on the on the daily right here, which I imagine is like 45. Yep, it's about 45,000 bucks. I'd be very likely looking for continuation to the upside targets first before any sort of a greater pullback. And then the question then becomes, how high do we get? Because while I would technically be looking at about 49,000 to 50,000 bucks, I would also be looking for a pullback from that region and a potential major high on this rally being put in before the next greater pullback. With that said, there is one condition that I would overlay to kind of negate that if that were to happen. Again, we are getting into more sort of we're getting like way ahead of ourselves right here with a lot of assumptions. So understand it, where I'm going with this, because I fear that people are going to mishear me on something like this, and they're just going to become a whole fucking convoluted shit fest of whatever. Anyways, more importantly, while I would be looking for, at the very least, a medium-term time frame pullback from, 49,000 to 50,000 bucks, which we can just put on our drawing tools right here. Whoops, wrong chart. Here we go. This is the one that's more relevant. Then there is a condition on the other side. Obviously, if let's say Bitcoin were to close about 50,000 bucks on a daily, nothing less than a daily in this case, nothing at all, fucking less than a daily. To be 100% clear, nothing less than a goddamn daily. How about that? All right, cool. If that were to happen, however, I would be looking for Bitcoin to go into, an actual fucking eruption for a little bit of time, probably up to like 55, maybe 56,000 bucks. And at that point, I would be looking for Bitcoin to pull back from that region. And your pullback target's probably going to be into the mid 40s rather than the low 40s. So if Bitcoin tops out at about 49 to 50,000 bucks, I would first be looking for a pullback down, somewhere around 41.5 to maybe 42,000 bucks. Very likely sets in a higher low on the daily and then continues onwards and upwards on the macro trend. If Bitcoin does essentially close above 50, then I would raise that pullback target to about 45,000 bucks, wherever the 200 simple is, which is pretty steady right here at about 45 right now. So overall, that's what I essentially be looking for. I think this still takes a bit of time, but remember, we did get the blue buy signal on the hash ribbons indicator way back on over here. This was at August 6th, so almost a week ago now. Holy shit, man! Or sorry, no, August 7th. It's almost been a week now, as it is August 13th now. Oh shit! It's Friday the 13th. What the hell? Oh! Fuck! We're fucked! We're fucked! It's Friday the 13th! It means absolutely nothing but 13 bad and any other number good! How the fuck does that work? Doesn't matter. Astrology works as well. So the number 13, definitely we're going to the moon, doom, and beyond. I don't even know where the hell that came from, but why do people think that the number 13 is bad? Okay, because it is. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. Sell. But more importantly, if you do recall on the long-term analysis video that I uploaded on Sunday, last Sunday, that is, which is still there for whenever you want to view it, that kind of goes over my sort of case for the macro low being in at 29,000 bucks. Then we would be looking at the blue buy signal on the hash ribbons indicator as traditionally and historically significant, meaning that the prior daily low to that blue buy signal has been the macro low before never going below there on a daily closing basis ever again, although Bitcoin typically does test, within about 7% of that. And yes, we have done the actual measurements on it now. So that would actually imply, guess where? Yeah, about 41 to 42,000 bucks. Just saying. Anyways, at some point, I probably would be looking for Bitcoin to again pull back, but I don't think it's necessarily exactly right now to be 100% directly clear. Anyways, I also forgot to kind of mention this. We are actually looking at a nice positive slope on the accumulation distribution indicator still on the weekly, so I do think that is rather relevant. But again, this blue buy signal really kind of changed around the sort of macro scale for myself, because before I could have been looking for a pullback down about 33 or 34,000 bucks. I think that's a lot less likely now, because as we have seen, and again, if you are not familiar with that video, I strongly suggest you check it out because I go through this in detail, but I'll just briefly mention it right here. As we have seen, that prior daily low to the blue buy signal being printed in has been the macro low. And if that is the macro low, then we would not expect it to go lower than that. And that has been true for all of these iterations, of which we do have, I believe, 16 or 17 right now, except for one. The one iteration where that did not work was coronavirus dump time over here. Anyways, there are still, a few bearish things on the board. And perhaps this weekend, maybe I'll do like a clickbait video for that. Maybe I'll do like a clickbait videos. Maybe the low's not in, some bullshit like that, because there is still, a decent enough case for it, but I don't think it's a strong case. It's not the case that I personally believe, but if you do want to kind of make an argument for it, definitely can. Although I think that the argument's massively diminished, especially, after this last week, because of this, this fundamental indicator over here, amongst also Bitcoin confirming a daily uptrend for the first time since quite literally April, and we do see that, well, fundamentals and technicals looking pretty damn good right here. Anyways, we also do have the weekly close for CME coming in up a little bit later today. And let's see what that's looking like right now. That being, I believe, about 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. CME looking more or less fine. I don't really have any major issues with this as it is right now. Weekly, back above the exponential on weekly RSI. I would probably be looking for to spend a little bit more time within that region, but overall, no major issues with this just yet. Let's see, it's a 5-day closing as well. No, it is not. I would start to get rather concerned for this maybe being a bull trap. If this is going to be a bull trap, what it probably looks like is you're not going to see it dump out this week. You're not going to see it dump out next week, but probably the last week, or would that be the last week of August? Let me just double check. Yeah, it would be the last week of August if that was going to happen. I don't think that that's what's happening here, but that's probably like the, you know, the bear hope in him is you want to see this kind of grind this area out a little bit more and then come back down. If you see something like that, that'll be obviously bearish, but we don't have that right now. And this is still looking more or less fine to myself. Anyways, oh, I also forgot to talk about this as well. So we did go over all of the lower term time frame momentum oscillators over here on our Stoke charts. But what I did fail to mention though, is that the daily and I believe 12-hour are both in a nice posturing here as well. Now they are very, 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 you know, extended, and it wouldn't really take too much, like I said, to get a nice dumbola down here. But one of the rules that I also do have with Stokes especially is that once you're above the critical zones or below the critical zones, you don't really look at like signals within that as full-on signals, not till they actually come back down below or on the other case when they come back above that they actually become actionable. At least in my experience, you also want to, you know, kind of, you know, put that in line with trend as well, maybe even on lower term time frame like a 4-hour. So until you have those two things kind of going for yourself, I do think that trading against the trend right here is just making life more difficult than it probably needs to be. I see a lot of people how do I explain this? I see a lot of people whose lives could be made much less painful by just looking at the goddamn trend. I know that that's been a humongous thing for myself over the years, and it's funny because like when I first came into trading, you know, the first thing that I learned was trend, and then I thought, oh well, whatever, trend, who gives a fuck? Because I got all these cool indicators, and you know, I'm trading and I'm trading in all these like very sophisticated ways with options and whatnot, and so I spent like, you know, years going through that phase, and then now it's like I've come full circle. I'm like, actually, trend is probably the most important thing, and I could even go as far as saying that you know, in some simplistic strategies which work in my experience, could be the only thing as well. And honestly, it's probably the most important thing. I'd say it's actually the most important thing to me right now. If it's an order of you know, of importance, it's trend first, volatility, and then momentum. At least for myself, and that can be covered with 3 different indicators. No, you know, no more, no less. So you know, I'm always extremely skeptical of the people who have like fucking 10 indicators on their charts. I just haven't really met anyone I haven't really met too many people who actually use all 10 fucking indicators and are like wildly successful that I can verify myself. Anyways, looking at this right here, the point that I'm trying to goddamn get on is that daily Stokes actually will cross back onto the upside, albeit in a very, very aggressive manner with any sort of a closure above 45,800 or so. 12-hour, I believe, is somewhat in the vicinity as well, 46,150. That will come down a little bit on the next closure, which is intraday here at 6.5 hours. So with that in mind, you know, that would very likely line up with the short-term time frames, kind of making a corollary between these. Remember, we do have short-term time frames, very likely, you know, suggesting that we do make another run somewhere around 46,000 bucks. You know, I can just look at this right here, and that's all good in the hood. And also, do we have anything else on the other short-term time frames? Just to see confluence, yeah, 3 hours is going to show the same thing. Bi hourly is going to show what? Bi hourly is going to show the same thing as well. And hourly is going to show what? Hourly even had a nice little jewel signal off the lows right there. I think the bi hourly might have gotten it even a little bit better. Yes, it did. Actually, perfect right there. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful, baby. Fucking beautiful. But you know, overall, if we were to pop back up to that technical target based off the short-term time frame hidden bullish divergence, then that would obviously potentially play into the daily close later today, and that would, you know, probably be good enough for me to be looking for that next continuation phase up to about 49 to 50,000 bucks, and that's, you know, the next sort of area that I'd be a little bit cognizant of, you know, being fraught with peril, if you will, because this, you know, this rally is pretty extended right now, and it really wouldn't take too much to actually get that pullback. But again, it's kind of playing the same game that we've been playing for the, you know, this whole week realistically, in the sense that, okay, yeah, things are still looking good right here, but, you know, I am a bit skeptical that Bitcoin's just gonna like fucking green dildo its way all the way back up to prior all-time highs without any, you know, any realistic pullback. Can it happen? Yes. You know, do we have areas for sort of destroying biases right there? Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think it's pretty damn standard right here, and very rarely does Bitcoin or anything for that matter make things, you know, this straightforward. So you do have areas on both sides, and then of course it also means even on the short-term time frames, the 4-hour right here, now we have another higher low on the 4-hour. So if you do want to follow the 4-hour trend, which I do believe is actually your friend right now, if Bitcoin does come back down and actually take out this low, and in this case I'd really want to see a closing lower low, preferably below the 55 in this case, which should, you know, come up around about 44,000 bucks. So we can just kind of say that colloquially speaking for right now, that I would be looking for the greater pullback to occur, and targets would be about 41.5 to 42,000 bucks, and that's at the point where I really would be looking for, first and foremost, for a daily higher low. That would look incredibly fucking good, and then, well, rocket ship emojis perhaps after that, after maybe a slow grind up. But overall, I still quite like this price action. And more importantly, or perhaps just as important, we can go over here to traditional markets, of which you do see SPY making new all-time highs. We said that was likely this week, and I suspect that it's going to be likely not just this week, but coming into next week as well, as we do see volatility looking for expansion over here. When the weekly is, you wouldn't necessarily call this a week closure right here, and to use a bad pun. But on top of that, we do see Dow Jones obviously getting their infrastructure deal, going to be massively helping this one as well. It's not necessarily like a bearish close for a Friday, you might say. So I'll be looking for new all-time highs on this one as well. But you will notice that NASDAQ, representing the tech and financial sector, looking a little bit more like Bitcoin right here, which did put in another higher low on the daily yesterday, but not having the same sort of moves that we did see across the broad market. So this is, rotational markets going on right here. But the most important thing with this is that it still maintains the overall uptrend, and I would still be having a more or less bullish bias for retesting the current highs, about 15,150, maybe even today, but very likely into early next week, and then very likely trying for new all-time highs, maybe later next week, something like that. Things are still looking more or less good. Weeklies, I think that that's more or less fine. Obviously, this is great, and this is great as well. So, with this, I'm just looking at weekly RSI. Things are getting a little bit more aggressive here, but can still go for quite some more. So, I suspect that we have another what? What? What the fuck do you want? Say it! Good night, James. Good night, James. Megan, sorry for that, Megan Hutchinson. I thought Elsa had. I thought that something crazy was going on right there. Where is my kiss, Krown? There you go. Moi. All with love, sir. Now have yourself a nice sleep. I had a really scary dream last night, but I can't remember. But I remember waking up and I kicked the fan that we have in our bedroom, and it fell over. Anyways, okay, cool. All right. So is it time? Enrico has a really good question. Why do you use the SMA? Why not the EMA? I have SMAs and EMAs actually. In fact, all of these are EMAs except for the white 200 simple. That is the only simple moving average on this chart actually. Anyways, the market that never goes down. That's exactly right, Mr. Randall. There we go. All right, Megan's happy, so we're all good in the hood. What else do we want to get onto here? Oh, yes. Okay, so Coinbase, right? Coinbase did have their earnings, I believe, earlier this week. We did get the gap fill on this. This is actually pretty much exactly what we kind of planned for. I look at this as just a nice little gap fill and very likely trades up from there after that spike low. Now, if this actually does start to get destroyed, I would be a little bit more concerned, especially with the weekly closure looming overhead. That actually does not look too damn good, to be fair. That does not look too damn good. Let's look at GBTC. Maybe we can get some more hopium for this one. No, that one looks bad too. What the fuck? But again, I do look at this as a spike low, and you can use yesterday's low as a continuation point in this case, especially when it's on a daily like that. It's going to be a little bit more dependable, although the 4 hour is very questionable, as is the hourly. But still, I give it the benefit of the doubt, especially based off daily trend right here. And let the trend be your friend, especially with all major moving averages chasing right now, which is, more or less fine. Anyways, okay, cool. So do we want to get on to anything else, or do we want to get on some comments? I think it's time to get on some comments. Maybe we make this video even a little bit shorter than usual, and let me just turn back on the alerts over here. There we go. Holy shit, man, my eyes are tired today, man. They are super tired today. What the hell's going on? And oh my lord, man, we have a lot of likes. We have a lot of likes on this video. Thank you. Wow, that's very generous. Wow, that's awesome, man. Usually it takes a little bit of time to get up to those numbers. So cool. Very cool stuff. Anyways, all right, let's start it off. Who's leading off today? Mr. Legend LEZs. I want to F myself so bad. There are fleshlights for that, sir. When Gaussian 5-day. So you're talking about this over here. Let's actually look at the Gaussian channel. We haven't looked at this in a bit. Anyways, Gaussian channel actually is rejecting the top side for right now. And this one actually is closing today as well. So there's a few things to be aware of right here. I actually still do like this, but well, let's see where it closes today. I mean, if it does close above $45,000, this is going to be a good setup coming into the next 5 days. You might even say the next week. So early next week, I probably would be looking for that next move to the upside. It's a long day left to go, another 18 and a half hours, man. But I've been reading your posts in the Discord, man, and I got to say, Mr. Ali, I say this with love, sir. I say this with tough love, but I say this with love as well, sir. Trend, fucking trend, for the love of God, trend, fucking trend, God damn it, trend. Hey, sir, trend, for the love of fucking God, trend. I can't help myself, man. I can't help myself. Look, there very well may be a nice, massive downside move. No doubt about that. But is it wise to be looking for when even the short-term timeframes are in a goddamn uptrend? Yes! No, trick question. Look, man, you can say the 5-day. You can also look at the 2-day as well. Guess where the 2-day topside is? About 48.5. 3-day topside is going to be actually 53. And daily topside's actually well below. So actually supporting did just turn green right here. That doesn't mean too much to me actually though, just because it's not necessarily like a very proven signal long term. Actually, the best proven signal long term is actually the 5-day and the weekly, and both of those would be more on the bear side to be fair. However, have we seen closures outside in the past? After coming back inside of it, yes, we have. Although those have usually been near pullbacks like this area right here. I think we have a few, we don't have a long-term analysis right here. We have this one right here, gets a wick above. We have, actually in this case, no. And other than that, no other iterations. So not too well tested right there, but not the worst place either. Again, man, trend is your friend. Just let it be. Just let the trend be your friend. The trend wants to be your friend. The trend needs to be your friend, but you don't like the trend. Why no trend, sir? Why no trend? Why not just respect the trend? Treat it well. Treat the trend well. The trend will treat you well as well, sir. And when the trend changes, you just make a new friend with the new trend. And it's that fucking simple. Sorry, I can't help myself right now, man. But again, if you're new to if you're new to trading, if you're new or just not having success with whatever you're doing, focus down on the very, very basics, which is trend first. And that can erase a lot of pain. I know that it certainly could have in my early trading career. Definitely would have probably saved me from going broke, because guess what I tried to do? Hey, let me put me on the fucking chopping block here too, man. You know how I went broke? Well, when SPY was like in fucking 2013, 2014, just going straight up like this, I was like, we have bearish divergence. This must go down. I know better than the market. No, market's fucking trending, for the love of God. And eventually, actually, I was right, but that was before that was after I went broke. So very likely you will be right at some point in time. But will you be still liquid and alive with your account at that time? That's a real question. Just speaking from experience right there, it's not fucking fun to deal with. Anyways, Matthew Stanislaus says, any S coin will work. Any S coin? I don't know what an S coin is, sir. Is Ethereum an S coin? Would you like to look at Ethereum? Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum had a nice little bounce right there too. And what do you know? Holy fuck! Another 4-hour high or low. Do we see the exact same chart as Bitcoin? Yes, but we'll look at it anyways. Just like all fucking altcoins, right? Hidden bullish divergence right on the 4-hour low, and 4-hour jewel flatline at the fib right there as well on expanding volatility after a nice contraction phase. I'd still be looking for expansion in the same direction of the trend first. Again, and this one, very, very easy right here. As long as you're above 30.29, and actually we did hit our $3,000 target on this one yesterday, so good. Or you could use yesterday's spike low. Again, it's always going to be a little bit less compelling when you're just using continuation points based off of spike lows and spike highs, but a lot of the time they do work. Although I would have been wrong about the one the other day from taking out Bitcoin's prior high. Although was that true? Actually, no, I don't know if that was necessarily true. Oh yeah, it was just for a second right there, about $50 higher on the 11th versus the 10th. Oh well, fair enough. Anyways, okay, cool. Let's get back onto it right on over here. Investing Tech says, hey, Krown, please talk about UTK, U-Trust on the short term, 1 and 4 hour. Okay, no problem, sir, no problem. Let's see, UTK, this thingy. All right, this thingy on Binance, great, very highly esteemed exchange, looking good on the daily. I know you didn't ask about that, but I would have a general target to the upside right around about 40 cents, which is, I believe we looked at this earlier this week, and I think that I said something around the same thing. Let's go to the 4 hour right here, looking good. Oh, it's a trend! It's a trend! Tell him what he's won! He's won us to the moon! The fuck, man. Again, this is fine right here. I would honestly be looking at the daily in this case though, because we are looking at higher term time frame rallies. So to more subdue this analysis right here, the hourly, I suppose you can kind of see it right here as well. But if you're looking at the hourly, there's going to be more ebbs and flows. Same thing with the 4 hour as well in comparison to the daily. But overall, I would be looking for general continuation towards first about, well, I guess you already hit the 35.5 cent target. So maybe one more grind there, but ultimately 40 cents or so. And then I would be looking for a bit of a pullback right there. Definitely not my favorite altcoin of all time, just because this one's definitely a laggard right now. But I guess everything in their mother gets to rally right now. So so enjoy. All right. What else do we have over here? Joseph Valkov says, in the spring of 1314, ooh, this is my time frame. I like this. Grandmaster Molay and several other Templar. Oh, did you watch? Oh my God, I watched that one on what was it, Netflix or NetDerp or whatever the fuck. It's great, man. Oh, what is it called? Oh my God, what is it called? It was amazing. I think it was on Amazon actually. Anyways, the Templars were burned at the stake in Paris, bringing an end to their era. Lasting theory about the evil origin of Friday the 13th. That's why. Oh man, that honestly, what was it called? Does anyone remember what that show was called? There's a show about this. It's actually rather recent, and it's really good, man. It's really, really good. You have to check it out. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But it's just 2 seasons long, and for me, I love medieval type shit. I really, 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 really want to get a medieval set of armor and a sword for personal protections.
Oh my God, you're a nerd.
Oh my God, you're a nerd. Yeah, fuck off. Anyways, Investing Tech says, hey, Krown. So, hello, sir. Please talk about UTK. Okay, we already looked at that one. Go Lucky says, bonjour, sir. Bonjour, mon ami. Car dealership, 4 hour and daily, please. All right, we got our car dealers over here. I think that they were having a pretty damn good day yesterday. 190. Oh, baby, the 190 target has been met. And this one is not stopping right there. Next target would be $2 for a bit of a pullback. 4 hour is, you might not call this a downtrend. Again, higher lows as long as you're above about 171. Looking good right there, man. Yeah, I suspect you're going to see continuation to about 2 to 2 and a nickel first before any sort of a potential pullback. On the short and medium term time frames. Weekly's looking phenomenal. This is really fucking good right here, man. This is a really, 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 really good chart. We identified this, I believe, 2 to 3 weeks ago over here on that confirmed low. That did confirm hidden bullish evidence on the weekly. Now we're freshly getting back into the bullish control zone. We even see weekly jewel giving a bit of a soft signal right here as well. And I would not be surprised to see this thing back around its prior all-time high, maybe later this month, maybe not new all-time highs into early September. This looks very, very good right here. And this also does make me consider that, Bitcoin probably does continue on as well. And maybe maybe that pullback does happen a lot higher than what I first considered. Anyways, what else do we have over here? Oh, sorry, you're asking about, yeah, we did get 4 hour daily. Okay, cool. All right, we're good. We're good right there. We are good right there. Michael Crook says, NIO, it looks like it's going to get a death cross. All right, let's see if it's one of the death crosses that you actually want to be paying attention to first and then judge it from there. All right, 4 hour looks a little bit short term down, but you're on a daily, it sounds like. I don't see any death crosses right here, sir. I only look at exponential moving averages for death crosses, by the way. And as you can see, they're very, very far away between the green and the purple right here. It's not happening anytime soon. And this is not this would not be what you want to short anyways. This is very obviously a reaccumulation phase first and foremost. If this thing came back down to like, what is it, 36 and a half, that would be a very obvious area for a bounce and probably another major low. And I do think that it probably does come down around there. I mean, short term is down and medium term is down, but I would be looking for lows within that region. This is a decent enough for the history that we do have for right now. But that's what I'd be looking for. Where are you getting a death cross on this one, man? I'm guessing that you're probably talking about a daily. You're probably looking at simple moving averages is what I would guess on this one. I don't think this is going to work out like that, man. I believe we charted this one yesterday. Yeah, and this is all I'd be looking at. I think it just goes sideways here for a while and then very likely does have a bullish resolution, but it's not happening anytime soon. I think like maybe later this year into October, November, just maybe even December, and until then just sideways with next move to the downside very likely. All right, cool. Yes. The charts he just read were out of date, sir. These are as updated as you can get. So Elsa, stop reading bullshit. Hey, stop reading bullshit for the love of God. Anyways, Dustin Lane says, good morning, Krown. Can you look at Harvest Finance Farm? Maybe he's talking about after hours trading, as to which, again, I wouldn't really change this chart much. Harvest Finance Farm. Okay, let's see. Harvest Finance has a great name. It's on Coinbase. Can't be that bad, I guess. Or now they list everything. So, okay, not enough history right there. So that's not going to help. You want to look at a daily? It's been around for 3 days. That's not good. Poloniex, maybe? Poloniex actually has a decent amount of history right here. Wow. Looks like a pump and dump to me, but it is in a pump phase right now and very likely does trade higher, probably back towards about $400 or so. on the daily. 2-day, you want to look at the 2-day. 2-day is actually a very good time frame for spot charts, by the way. Yeah, 390 to 400 is where I'd be looking for. I don't think this run's done just yet. It's pretty damn good still. Full hour, just a nice little uptrend. Bullish as long as you're above about 190. Oh my God, that is a humongous spread right there. Jesus Christ. Maybe lower that down to like 225 or so. Just give yourself a little bit of breathing room. But overall, I do like it for a bit more continuation right there. It looks like it had a recent event as well. Hidden bullish. This one's already played out. Whenever you see hidden bullish divergence, and then you already are like at your Binance. Who cares about Binance? Yeah, I get that Binance is down, but stop trading on fucking scam exchanges. Sorry, it's not a scam exchange. Just
Binance is a very highly esteemed exchange. You do not talk a shit about a Binance, or Shizzy will come and wreck your Angus.
Hey. All right, so you want to look at Cardano on Binance. All right. All right, so where do we go if we don't go to Binance? We go to Bittrex. Still looks the same. Looks about the same, man. Looks about the same, I have to say. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. All right, cool. Maybe it was UTK. We could look at UTK as well. UTK, USD. We'll go to Bittrex then. So yes, you're right. It already has taken out 40 cents. So you know what? I do owe you an apology, sir. I am an asshole, and I apologize for being an asshole. Anyways, I would be looking for a bit of a pullback from after hitting that 58-cent target right there. Oh shit, this one's already pulled back. Yeah, this is still good. Sideways and up still. Jesus Christ, man, that is powerful. Bullish as long as you're above 40 cents on a daily closure, with targets up towards about 75 cents maybe over the next week or so. I would expect it to trade a bit of sideways from here, however, and base again at about 40 cents. But that, I would be looking for a higher low there on like a 4 hour or so. More domestic violence, please. I don't have any idea what you're talking about. That is not something that we joke about on the internet, first and foremost, sir. Also, what? Whoa, what did you just dropped the R word? You can't be doing that. Oh, yeah. We also do not joke about rape. Very bad, and we are definitely against rape. In fact, I've been protesting on the streets. BLM, okay? And also, don't rape. Don't rape shit, okay? No racism, no raping. No racism, no raping. No racism, no raping. Micah says, I see Bitcoin crashing in nightmares and wake up panicking. I actually have dreamt about price action several times in the past as well. That's why I no longer hold positions into going to sleep, because, like, I don't know, man. Just for whatever reason, it seems to really interfere with that. Do you want to tell your dream? Elsa had a grave nightmare, actually. She had a dream. She had broken her nails. You sound like a Bilu Puhalin, sir. Chester Adlin said... You done yet, or... I think she's on the ground now. I can't tell if she's crying or laughing. All right. Actually, man, we watch. I need to tell the story right now. We've been watching this show called "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia," and it's actually really impressive to me how consistently funny that show is. I've never heard Elsa laugh as loud as she had last night. when one of the characters just said something, kind of simple, said, "Welcome to the bar, sir. If it's your first time at Patty's Pub, may I suggest having the Sex on a Beach drink? Some patrons say that it's just like busting a nut." She erupted from that. It's just insane. Chester Adlin says, looking to diversify into Amazon, Coin, and Galaxy, trying to hold 3 to 5 years. Thoughts on entries? Sir, god damn it. I can't do your trades for you. I don't know. You're looking to hold 3 to 5 years. Amazon, you know what you're getting. I mean, it's more or less. I don't know what this thing's going to do over 3 to 5 years. Probably going to do more of the same, which is mostly up. You look at it on a yearly. I don't know, man. Pretty aggressive move right there. I don't know if now is like the best time to get in. The other one's Coin and Galaxy. The Coinbase, I mean, there's not enough to be looking. Look, if you're thinking 5 years down the road, you're not looking at TA for things that have been around literally for less than a year, like Coinbase's case, and I think Galaxy hasn't been around that long as well. You need to be looking at fundamental analysis in that case. It's going to matter more for that for that purpose. I think Galaxy has barely been around for, actually no, it's been around for like 10 years. Okay, it's pretty good. I don't know which one's going to be best, man. You should do your research into the fundamentals of those of those assets and see which one you like best. I mean, they're all good charts basically, except for Coinbase, which is a little bit too young. Okay, cool. Salmon says, love that you are in Finland. Do you go out and get insight from the local bars? Actually, they're banned right now, I believe. No dancing and no singing. That's actually a real rule right now here. It's very serious. John says, Sirs and Zers will Terra Virtua TBK. Okay, let's bring first. BUSD. All right, and what are you looking at right here? Daily Weekly on Binance. Send us to the moon. Love your streams. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Will it send us to the moon? No, this is a chart of a shitcoin that only a mother could love. I mean, when the rest of this market is rallying, this thing is barely holding it up, but it's okay here. I mean, it's going to fall the rest. It's going to fall everything else. So it probably does trade back up towards like 38.35 on the daily. Maybe over the next, I don't know, maybe over the next week or so. I'm not a humongous fan of this one on the weekly. It's really gonna be, in my opinion, a lot easier to watch Bitcoin. If Bitcoin takes another leg to the upside, you have your areas of interest in mind. So first and foremost would be this guy right here, right around about, let's just call it 40 cents, easier to say. Above there, you got about 53 cents, between about 50 to 53 cents where I'd be looking towards. Again, gonna depend on whatever Bitcoin does, but you do see a change of behavior on volumes and over here. It's just, when you're looking at altcoins, you want to see ones that are like relatively strong, because those are typically the ones that have like those very impressive moves. In this case, this one's barely been joining on the upside rallies. It's barely participates, but you got higher lows on the daily as long as you're above about 19.5 cents. So pretty easy to manage trade right there. And for what it's worth, I mean, it's it's fine right here. It probably does follow through, to be fair. Anyways, what else do we got over here? Miguel, hello, sir. Hello, sir. Why does everyone hate Binance? I don't actually hate Binance because it's a stupid thing to kind of waste energy. I'm a hater. It is a stupid thing to kind of hate on something that is, one, an inanimate object, and also two, doesn't really mean anything. So here's what I would imagine most people do not like about Binance, and why I would be more skeptical of it as well. They came around in 2017, 2018 out of nowhere. And when they came out in 2017, and I think it was actually more like, late 2017, they came out of nowhere, and then immediately they just appeared to have like all the fucking, all of like the market share, like everyone was trading there. What it turned out to be, as other studies kind of showed, or at least hinted at, I think several studies from like other exchanges showed that they were, probably doing a lot of wash trading and having a lot of, not necessarily verified volume, So they were getting a lot of, they were listing a lot of shit coins, like things that were just complete fucking garbage, which fair enough. I mean, people should be able to make the decision for themselves, right? But as someone who I suppose I do put freedom above freedom to choose above, that sort of shit. Because I mean, like, you should be able to choose if you want to like trade a fucking scam coin or not, because you can still make money on scam coins. I suppose it's going to be a little more risky, but I suppose that it probably hurt more people than helped more people, to be fair as well. So it's like, what do you believe more in? Do you believe more in personal freedom and the ability to choose? I think so, yes. So, but at the same time, it's like, okay, 95% of shit within this market is completely worthless, just garbage altcoins that have no business being traded and will be completely irrelevant in 5 to 10 years. There will be 5% that are massively successful, of course, as well, but again, you can even still make money of them. Anyways, other than it's a scam play. I mean, Binance is not a scam, because like to me, scam is so overused. People just use scam to define anything that they don't like. Like, here's a good example for scam. People like to call Richard Hart a scammer. Richard Hart, you might not like his personality, but he's not, at least for all that I can tell, he's not a scammer. Like, scam to me means that you are presenting something as one thing and then you do not follow up on that promise. So let's say you promise, hey, if you buy this coin, you will make $100,000 in 24 hours. It's a scam if you do that and then you also do not fulfill that promise. That to me is a scam. So they're not a scam in that way. They just host a lot of scam tokens, and fair enough. Now fucking Coinbase does the same shit too, right? So yeah, and also I've heard a lot of other more damning things about the way that they kind of go about listing coins and courting offers and whatnot. And for me, I'll just let other people explain and prove that. I don't need to be involved in that. I just don't have any interest in trading on something like that. It looks skeptical, I'm skeptical when I look at their interface. Whenever I see something that it just looks cheap to me. It looks like somewhere I wouldn't want to put my money on, like finances, shit that actually matters. So to me, that's why I would avoid it myself, and I just don't have any need to play the shitcoin carousel. Anyways, you're looking at Troy USD, high term time frame, please. You spoke about this coin kind of yesterday. Okay, kind of. I don't recall looking at this one, Troy. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Let's see. You said kind of. How do you? Okay, yeah. I'm not a big fan of this one, man. Again, another shitcoin that's barely participating in the upside rallies. It's just, look, when Bitcoin turns down, this thing's going to turn down a lot more. But as long as Bitcoin's looking more or less fine, which this one is on the short-term time frames, to be fair. I mean, you got higher lows as long as you're above about about 0.8 of a cent. Then I'd be looking for it to follow through. And where's your next targeted region is going to be? Probably somewhere around the 200 in this case, at about just above 1 cent. Anywhere between there and about 1 cent is kind of where you'd be looking for, and very likely a pullback after that. Volume signature is a change of behavior. As far as that goes, and you do have higher highs and higher lows, or at least you have higher lows. Not necessarily higher highs just yet, but it's probably going to fall. It's probably going to follow through again alongside a strong Bitcoin. So as always, when talking about altcoins, you kind of have to bring it back and dial it in and say, hey, look, it's just easier to watch Bitcoin. Whatever direction Bitcoin chooses, that that's going to essentially apply to the altcoin 9 times out of 10. Not always, but mostly always. And it's just easier to be aware of the areas of interest for an altcoin rather than try to chart an altcoin in those cases. Anyways, Thomas K, welcome to the cave, man, and thank you for joining, sir. Ash Roberts, DIA USDT 4 hour daily. Okay, DIA USD. Okay, let's check this one out as well. Definitely a pump and dump. Definitely a pump and dump right here. I would be looking for this rally to maybe give one more stab up just north of $2, maybe all the way to 210, and then very likely play out a bit of a pullback right there. 4 hours still good. 4 hours still trendy right here. So yeah, I would be looking for this one to make a run up officially just above $2 first. Anywhere between there and about 210 is where I'd be looking for a bit of a local high. And then probably consolidates lower. But again, this one barely hanging on the on the upside route. Well, it's better than the last one that we looked at, to be fair. But this is the chart of a pump and dump right here. So I think max it does, if Bitcoin really goes into the 50s, would be 250 or so, and then probably sells off from there. This is not something that I'd be too thrilled about. Weekly, yeah, really a laggard within this market. That's fair enough, to each their own, right? To each their own. I'll just leave it right there. NJFR says Binance charts are old data as they are doing maintenance. Yep. Apologies for that, man. Apologies for that. I have a big blanket apology to issue for that, because I look like a fucking moron for that. Apologies. And I yelled at Elsa, but that's fine. That's fine. Kay has appreciate that, Kay, but feel free to have a message as well, sir. Abuse? Who said anything about abuse? You mean the titty twister? Oh, she wants to get milked again. Jordan Chen says, happy Friday the 13th. Happy Friday the 13th to you as well, sir. Bitcoin dominance, please. Yes, this would be a good time to go check it out. We got over here. BTC.D. Now I still do look at this as a bit of a bottoming area right here. Still have higher lows, especially above your last July 8th low right there. But the weekly is starting to look a bit reactive. If the weekly closes like this, I'm going to be wrong about dominance going back up above 50%. Looks like we kind of almost got that right there. But yeah, if we close this week anywhere below about 45.50, this thing's going to trend down once again, and we're going to see a bit of an altcoin season right there, actually, or at least I'd estimate over the next over the next couple months. I'd imagine it looked pretty damn good. But still, I do look at this as more likely to put in a higher low first. Oscillators don't really matter for something like this. Trend and structure matters most, at least in my experience on that one. But yeah, So it could be a big inflection point right there, and that would be very, very good for altcoin Bitcoin parents. However, my fear is that typically, or if you want to be bullish on Bitcoin, which maybe you do, maybe you don't, but my fear would be is that if altcoins really start to pick it up and lead this rally, that would be a good sign that this rally probably is going to be a bit of a trappy situation. All right, cool. Okay, all right. Henry Weinecker says, "Hey Krown, what's up, man? My sister Kristen and I love learning from you since 2018. Holy shit, man! Well, goddamn, that's an OG. That's two OGs of the cave. Will welcome and thank you. That's awesome, man. Fuck yeah. Can you share your thoughts on DGX stock for the daily weekly? Thank you, sir. Sure. All right, DGX. See what this is. Quest Diagnosis. They're the ones who do the blood tests. That's right. Okay, you're looking at daily, weekly, daily. Long term, I imagine this one's pretty damn good. Weekly, a little bit of short term toppiness. Wouldn't be surprised to see this one trade back down to like 144, 145 into next week, but this is fine long term. If you're looking at a monthly, which I know you didn't ask for, I'd still be bullish on this coming into like September, very likely looking for new highs. So any sort of like downside moves very likely do get bought back on up. 144 would be kind of like an obvious area. I don't necessarily know if it's going to happen like from this exact posturing. I do expect that you're getting ready for a bit of a sideways range here, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish. And then probably like 144 or so, and that's where I'd be looking for, a bit of a higher low. If you can get something like that, that'd look very, very good coming into September. But as far as targets go, not really something to do on this one. I mean, don't really have too much structure to be going off of right here. Could we pull like a fib from somewhere? The only area that actually makes sense would be more on like a macro scale right here. Something like this is what I'd be looking for. And we're actually we're pinned right at the 2 spot right there. But more long term, like maybe like close to the end of the year, I'd probably be looking towards like 160 to 170 or so, and that's probably where I might be looking for some major highs. But like long term, very, very good, very, very good. Short term, a little bit of sideways, maybe a little bit of downside, but I don't know if that's relevant to you or not. But still fine. Okay, cool. Let's see. Let me take another sippy of this water. I am damn thirsty right now. People are really excited about this Pulse chain, huh? Sandman says Pulse could be the big transition from Apple to Microsoft in 1998. Okay. I go all in, sir? Thomas K says CEX recommendations. Do you mean like a centralized exchange? I actually haven't used a centralized exchange since 2018, man. Like I think I explained this yesterday, but I've been taking money from crypto to fiat currency, US dollar or euro, since 2018 in I think it was like February, March, something like that. Anyways, I don't have a good recommendation for you, mostly because like I can't in good faith recommend something that I haven't used myself. I know that people in Europe, I think they like what do people in Europe like? I don't know. Let's just ask the chat, man. If you're in Europe, we like vodka, I guess, but we're talking about centralized exchanges, sir, not drinks. You pseudo-Russian, you. Anyways, I think Finns really don't like it when you call them Russians, but they are. They're like Swedish Russians. It's really cute, though. It's really cute. Anyways, yeah, man, I don't think I can give you a good faith opinion on that. I think that some people do like Bitstamp, but again, I can't stand by that statement. So, take that as you will, and hopefully some people in the comments know what they're looking for. Bitcoin ETF just announced for USA. Is this real? Let's look it up. Let's see. Is this true? I don't see anything. I don't see anything here, sir. You'd have to provide a link, but unfortunately it is going to Vodka chain. There we go. Hey, what's up, Caretaker? Good to see you, my friend. I see Mr. Nick over there as well. Up here, Meccan, there he is, my fucking man. Burnt Krem and Megan. All right, let's get through a few more here. But yeah, I'm not able to reproduce that exact sentiment. Maybe let me just check on Twitter really quickly here. Let's see. Is there anything? Is there anything? By the way, welcome to all the new people from Blockchain BB's Twitter. That's awesome. Fuck yeah. If she's listening right now, I salute you. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything that you'd expect to see if Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that you expect to see if that actually did happen. So I suspect I expect someone might be trolling. We have a troll. We have a goddamn troll. All right, let's see. Let's get back on the comments over here. Just a Beast said, "Hey, Just a Beast, nice. Oh, cool, cool avatar. Hey, BB. Hello, BB. Good to see you, BB. Please take a look at ICP. Yeah, more sensible at 54 or now. Okay, let's check it out. Great 3-letter word right there. Guess we don't go to Binance for this one. We can go to motherfucker, man. Which I guess maybe Coinbase. Okay, it looks like we have enough history on the 4-hour at the very least. So you're asking what exactly? You're asking more sensible at 54 or now? Definitely a laggard within this market. Like definitely a laggard. You know my thoughts on that one. But what is this thing going to do if Bitcoin continues on? It's going to continue on as well. So basically, I think you're asking, is this one more sensible at 54? Well, if you go back down to 54, you're going to take out your 4-hour uptrend. So I'd say no. I mean, it probably bounces around there, but you'd probably be looking to short that bounce, if anything, assuming that you can't short this thing. No, man, if you're following the trend, you're looking for your higher low right around $60, which it looks like it's trying to put in right there. It's not super obvious. I mean, these altcoins are pretty low liquidity, so it's kind of hard to gauge it. But if you're looking at the volume over here, it looks like there's a lot of interest, and this would be a change of behavior by definition. So if Bitcoin can continue with its rally, this one actually can kind of go for a nice run. You'd have obvious like medium term targets about $91.5, but your big target would be about 120 to 125 or so. It actually looked decent right there, but depends on whatever Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin fails to hold it up from this current level, then you're probably going back down to Goblin Town, sir. Faraz! I saw a dream where Arthur Ghost chases Elsa. That's exactly right, and that's exactly what should happen, because this ungrateful fuck laughed. Oh my god, you're so embarrassing. Elsa laughed when Arthur Morgan died. By the way, spoiler alert for Red Dead Redemption 2. It was one of the most embarrassing times in my life ever, because we're having this nice moment on Twitch with each other. We just experienced this like 40-hour long game where this guy goes through an epic tale, and then he dies in a horrible death, and Elsa laughs throughout the whole montage. The fucking worst. It's not a game, it's real life, and you're a game. Darren Garish says, tell us about your journey from traditional markets to crypto, abbreviated por favor, why and how. Abbreviated, okay, well, the abbreviate, like, do you mean like in a structural sense? Well, I mean, it's just simple as like, okay, I don't want to trade here anymore. I'd let my firm know that I didn't want to trade anymore, and I gave it my badge. But if you're talking about like why I did it, I think, which is what you're probably asking, why did I do it? There's just more freedom here. So with traditional markets, I would have to be on a traditional market schedule, and I like living in Europe because my girlfriend's here, and I just enjoy life more a little bit here. Not to say that I don't like America for the Americans out there, but I just like it more here. And the market hours for US markets here in Europe are not, would not have been good for me. I like to go to bed at like fucking 9 p.m. max, and I think they close, yesterday I went to bed at like 8. I think they closed at like 11 p.m. here, which actually did trade US markets when I first came here in 2016 or 2017. A little bit, but the timing was not good. Also, I think there's just more opportunity in crypto. I think it's also, and I'm not above admitting this, but I think that crypto is a bit easier than traditional markets. The only thing that I wish crypto had that is present in traditional markets is liquid options that actually are settled US style. If we had that here, that would be amazing. But I think that might be a little bit too difficult to do without a centralized like major exchange. So yeah, man, that's the story right there. Jesus Heredia, hopefully, is it Jesus or Jesus? Anyways, where could you see a pullback for Ethereum if Bitcoin does a pullback around $49,000? This is a really good question. It shows that you really understand like the nuances of what I was trying to get out earlier, which is awesome, man. And it's really, really good for me to know that like people actually understanding that. So if we saw Bitcoin get to $49,000 to $50,000, where would we expect Ethereum to be? We'd expect to be somewhere around about 34, maybe as much as 35,000, or not 35, 3,400 to 3,500 right here, and probably plays out a pullback from there. Where'd I be looking for a higher low? Somewhere around 3,000, between about 2,900 to 3,000 bucks is where I'd be looking towards. If Ethereum were to put in a high right here, I'd be looking for the higher low somewhere around about 2,550 to 2,600. So we can kind of get both scenarios out right there. But yeah, really, really good question actually, because that's like very, very nuanced and awesome. Okay, cool. 09B Med says, hey, bruv. Hello, bruv. Sold my Reynol and went all in on GB on T. Okay. Let's see. Will I be very, very reach? You say reach like you say rich like Elsa. Can you say rich? Oh, she's reach. Okay, this thing does not trade. So that's the first skeptical thing I have to say about it, assuming I'm looking at the right one, which I believe I am. I don't know what to make of this, man. Like the weekly chart, I guess it's okay because it's breaking its per all-time high. But this thing doesn't trade. Like last week, for example, this thing traded 1,000 shares. Like that's not good. The thing doesn't trade enough. Let's see, maybe a monthly might make more sense. I'd be looking for a pullback first, like 32 cents, and then I don't think I have a good faith opinion on this one, man. I gotta shoot you straight. Look, a healthy amount of I don't know. I don't know how to analyze this thing. It just this is usually a big warning signal to myself. I do think next move is down, but I wouldn't necessarily say that like making new all-time highs is bearish. For example, I'd first and foremost be looking for it to like put in a higher low somewhere around 30 cents and then maybe continue on. But other than that, I really don't have an opinion on this thing. Is Elsa the devil? I don't know. It could be. Some say it is so could be. King Cosmic says, hey, spy please, 1 hour 4 hour daily. Let's do it, sir. We kind of looked at the daily earlier. Looks really good. How does the hourly look? A little bit of sideways, a little bit of upside, maybe back down to like 44.50 first, but ultimately this is the chart of something that is rather bullish and very likely to make new all-time highs for yet again another week. Everything is new all-time highs, my friend. As long as that Fed balance sheet keeps expanding, I'm looking for new highs, sir. I'm looking for new highs. Anyways, are we at our next targeted region? We're getting pretty damn close on the macro scale, but you're not necessarily on that scale, so maybe I hold back on that statement. But yeah, if you're just looking at the short-term time frame, sideways and up from here, you got higher lows on even the hourly as long as you're, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, if this thing came back down to 44.50, I'd be looking for another higher low right there. This thing, just freshly broke out. I like it, man. Hourly RSI freshly back in the bullish control zone. BBWP is actually falling on that last move. Oh, sorry, no. It's falling on the consolidation. Okay, that is good. So this is a nice and healthy consolidation. I'd still be looking for expansion in the direction of the current trend. This is still good. Daily RSI, lovely. Daily BBWP about to expand from here. But this is, I know it sounds crazy, man. I know it sounds crazy. At some point, we're going to get a 20% correction, probably around end of year, if I had to guess. But still new all-time highs as far as I see it, man. Powerful spy. The market that never goes down, sir. Michael Crook says, hey, Case. Hello, sir. Can you check out BTU on the 4-hour and daily? Sure. BTU, is this a crypto derp? It is a crypto derp. It is. Okay. And you said on the 4-hour and daily. Alrighty. It's a line. I'm gonna go more in a line here. I don't think that this one's I mean, yes, it's probably gonna trade up from here, but this thing, whatever it is very likely irrelevant in the grand market of this. Well, in the grand scheme of this whole market is what I mean to say. If you do see another move back up to 67, or I'd be looking for a move back up to the highs of this rally, like 67.5 cents. And then if it does want to continue on again alongside a very strong Bitcoin, because this thing is just, I mean, I haven't seen a chart that looks like this in a while. Like this is just straight line. I mean, it is an uptrend to be fair, but I'd be looking probably back around about 80 cents or so. Other than that, man, I don't really have an opinion on this because it doesn't really trade and it's very sloppy here. Usually a bad sign. But again, as always with a strong altcoin, with strong Bitcoin, probably fine on altcoins. Can you look at Cardano? We've already looked at it. I'm still bullish on it. So, I mean, we hit the 190 target. I think the next target was like 205 or something, and then per all-time highs probably like later this month. Probably even goes for new all-time highs. I mean, it's good, whatever it's doing over here. Yeah, 190 once again. 4 hours still in an uptrend. Bullish as long as you're above 172. Short-term time frames, daily probably makes another run towards about $2 and then plays out a bit of a pullback from there. Maybe sets it up later this month for another run back up towards a per all-time high about 230, maybe even new all-time highs. That would be maybe like later this month or early in September. Weekly looks really fucking good here, however. Okay, cool. I think he means the gas stock. Oh, okay. All right. Let's look at BTU, the non-crypto. Apologies about that. You're talking about this Peabody Energy Corporation. This actually looks like the chart of an altcoin as well. Better than the prior BTU chart that we did see for sure. And I would be looking for continuation to about 1560 or so. This last breakdown point coming in from October 2019, actually. That is your weekly. Daily's just trending right now, looking pretty damn good. And you got a nice little gap fill coming in from that region as well, 1550 or so. Volatility about to expand, trend continuation, daily RSI back in the bullish control zone. Good, very nice. 4 hour, same shit. Higher lows as long as you're above about 11.5 bucks. Looking pretty good there. That would be a much easier chart. Much easier chart than the other one. So hopefully that was actually it. Cairo Man says, hey man, I asked about Elio's super yesterday in a super chat and you missed it. Oh shit, sorry about that. Elio's gonna be so mad at you. Sorry. I actually really like Elio, man. I consider him a very good friend. He's a good guy. Like if you've I think we did look at this one yesterday though. Maybe it was a day prior to that. 4 hour, very good. Hidden bullish divergence on another higher low. A little bit sloppy right there as it does sell off aggressively as most altcoins do, but this is good. Short-term time frame is good. Nothing bearish about this as long as you're above about 82 cents or so. Daily. Oh my God. Okay, Elliot's gonna be happy about this one, man. I'd be looking for a move to like 145, 150. This thing's actually pretty ready. You see a very clear and obvious change of behavior here on daily volume signatures. Daily RSI just freshly getting back into the bullish control zone after a ways away. This is a good setup right here. How much of a move would that be? That's like 90 cents to $1.40. No wonder people like these altcoins. Yeah, the 6% move, and that's not much right there. I mean, this thing could easily, put in another daily higher low after that, and then go for a run towards $2. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Elliot's gonna be a rich man. He's already a rich man, but he's gonna be more rich man soon enough. Holy shit. Powerful. Now I should go off on the weekly over here. Yeah, another altcoin that hasn't been participating too much in the upside rallies. It's still not above its May breakdown areas, but looks like it's gonna get its chance in the sun too. Looking good, sir. Looking good. All right, I think we're at the bottom of the chatties right now. Let's see. Oh, Nimbo's joined. The house. What's up, sir? I still have my holiday hammer on phone. Love it, man. Fucking love it. Yeah, we've looked at Cardano, Minnesota Vikings. We've actually looked at it a couple times now. Krown the coin. Is there a Krown coin? I think there actually is a Krown coin, in fact. Nope, it's not on TradingView. I'm pretty sure there was one in 2018, though. I do remember looking at it. Let's see. Yeah, man, fun times filtered says tickle the likes. If you do feel compelled to tickle the likes, please go for it, or not. All good too. When Elsa NFT? Actually, I've been trying to educate Elsa about NFTs, but she doesn't. What do you think about NFTs? Okay, well, I tried to explain to her that someone paid like $100,000 for an Ethereum, a drawn picture, a cartoon drawn picture of an Ethereum rock. How do you explain that to someone who's not really familiar with this market? I don't know. You can draw my PP. That will not sell. It's not going to go well, sir. It's not going to go well. Italian Stallion wants to look at B Pro USD. All right, we'll look at this piece of technology over here. Let's see what this one's doing. B Pro. Let's look at it on the daily. Daily's fine. Golden cross about to happen today, it looks like. Just don't want to see it drop below. If this thing drops below about 0.8 cents, that would be problematic. As long as you're consolidating above whatever this area is right here, like 8.5 cents, completely fine. Weekly, not much to be going off of right there. Not really helpful. 4 hour, I mean, if anything, this would be a descending triangle, but I suspect, as always with altcoins, going to do whatever Bitcoin's going to do. Constructive as long as you're above the 200 simple right here, fine. But still taking its time. Certainly not leading this market. All over right there. What's up, Miss Super Googly Super Googly Lee? There we go. Can we have Pivex? Yeah, Pivex. Wow, man. Pivex. Yeah. Oh shit. Whoopsies. There we go. Pivex. This was a privacy coin from like way back when in 2017. I remember this one. Holy shit, this one has not had a good time since. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Yeah, it has really not had a good time since then. Remember this? I actually do remember this. This spike up over here to $66. Never has traded above $13 ever since. Anyways, looking at this right here, it is looking good short term. Very likely does trade back up towards wherever the 200 simple. Basically $1, man. Nice round even number as well. If you start to close above the 200 simple, again, assuming that Bitcoin does do, you know, probably pop back about 50,000 bucks if that were to be you know, relevant, then I'd probably extend targets a bit more to about $1.25. But for right now, you know, very likely continuation from here. Yeah, very, very constructive rally. Bullish as long as 4 hours above 77 cents. And I'd be having tentative targets, like I said, basically around $1. Probably the next few days. It actually looks pretty damn good. Oh, Mr. Colin McCann is back. Hey, Krown, hope you and Elsa are doing well. We are doing rather well, although Elsa is probably doing her makeup right now. Oh, she is doing her makeup right now, not doing her job. I love trolling Elsa and giving her shit. It's the best. If you ever... Elsa needs more love. I think we pick on her too much. Can you check out VNQ on the weekly? Okay, I'm guessing this is a stock. Not familiar with it as a crypto coin, sir. Oh, it's Vanguard. Ha, there we go. Vanguard. I've actually never traded this one, but I am aware of it. Let's see. See what it looks like over the long period of time. Well, like most things in the stock market, just goes up. What time frames are we looking at here, sir? Weekly. Okay. Weekly does look good. I do need to go down to the daily and then up to the monthly just to see. Okay, daily still in an uptrend right here. This is a nice consolidation still, volatility on the ground, and we did just get hit in bullish divergence. I would be expecting trend continuation, especially if volatility starts to expand from here. But I would like to see it actually take out, what was the 6th of August high, monthly, very obviously bullish, very likely to make new all-time highs, probably into September, maybe not exactly this month, but looking very good over the long period of time. Monthly RSI kind of telling the story in this one. Don't know how much more it has to go, but that's probably fine here. Yeah, nothing really bearish about this thing, at least in my opinion, as long as you're above, what is this, about $1.03.5? Yeah, 103.5. Could easily come back down around there if it wanted to put another higher low, but I'd be looking at that as a major opportunity. And then obviously bearish below it, if it did do that, and probably be looking at another move. You did what? You did an NFT? Oh my fucking! That's actually okay, she literally drew a cock and balls, or like an elephant upside down. It looks like an elephant upside down. Can you post that in the chat for people to see? Can you do that? I don't know. Oh, send it to me on Discord and then I'll put it in the chats. How about that? All right, here we go. Elsa's NFT. You guys ready for Elsa's very, very highly esteemed NFT? Very, very, very highly esteemed NFT. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it. Do you want people to see your NFT or not, sir? Oh, here it goes. All right, here comes the NFT. Get ready for the NFT train. It's actually pretty good. Wow, that's beautiful, sir. Oh my god. Amazing. It looks like Squidworm has been it looks like an inverted Squidworm. What the fuck? That's amazing, sir. I'm so proud of you. That is incredible. NFT bids open now. Oh dear lord, man. Oh dear lord. But yeah, Vanguard probably good here, man. Oh, hey, Bitcoin popping back above 45.5. Not bad. Not bad. All right, so it looks like our $46,000 target still in line here from the earlier portion of this show. Let me just pull this back out. Need to put that little dildo away, sirs and zers. That is inappropriate for the YouTubes. It's a Thor hammer. Let's bid. All right. We have buyers in the chat, Elsa. You're going to have to choose one. Holy shit. 10 doggy coin, take it or leave it. Sir, that's like $2. No, that is like $2, I think. Maybe in $3 by this point. 7 Ethereum, holy shit. Oh, she's making fixes. You could actually list that if you want to. I don't know how well it's gonna do, but probably gonna do. Sorry, it's gonna do. No, I don't know how well it's gonna do because it's probably gonna do so well that I don't want to give you bad expectations. That's what I'm trying to say, sir. 5 Ethereum, holy shit. That's like 15,000 bucks. Elsa's gonna be so happy because Elsa's actually an investor herself right now. She has 3 Ethereum, and she thinks of the price because like she checks it every day. She thinks of the price in terms of how many what bags, what maker, what brand, Prada. How many Prada bags she can buy, of which I think there's like 1,000 per. So right now she's like, oh my god, I can get almost 10 Prada bags. What are you going to do with 10 Prada bags? Doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. Mint it. All right. Okay. Well, I can actually show you how to list it if you really want. It's actually pretty damn easy. Oh, this is really good. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to show this one on stream because I've actually fear someone will steal this, and this is actually really fucking good. That is actually hilarious. Okay. I'll show you how to list this after the stream, or maybe someone will help you list it as well, but that's actually pretty fucking good. Chancellor, man, hello. Could you take a look at ACH? I think it's promising. Yeah, I think we've been looking at this one throughout this week, and it's been pretty damn good. Let's check it out. Alchemy Derp on Derpbase. And what do we have? No, this one's too early to really analyze. Let's see. This trading at 9 cents. Maybe Huobi has more history here. Yeah, it does. Well, this one, I mean, yeah, this is okay. Once we actually get the history of this, pretty good. Massively new highs above its, what is this, 2020 highs? Okay, so it doesn't really have that much history, but what are we looking at over here? Nice little sideways consolidation. I wouldn't be expecting it to do too much like for right now. I think it's kind of range bound. Jesus, too many goddamn trend lines here. I think it's range bound for now, but long term, I'd probably have a bullish bias on this. Probably also matters whatever Bitcoin does as well. But as long as you're above about 7.5 cents, or let's just call it 7 cents. As long as you're above about 7 cents, good. Below there, I'd be looking for a dramatic retracement all the way down to like 4 cents, 4.5 cents. But for right now, sideways here is good. Probably test the downside a few more times. Probably test the upside a few more times. Breakout with any sort of a 4-hour closure above 12 cents would look really fucking good for another retest to prior all-time highs, and very likely new all-time highs after that. Very impressive run right here. I wonder what this is. Why? I have to put it on log scale for this one to make sense. How big is this run? Oh my fucking god! What the hell? What the fuck? 12,250%. Not bad. Not bad at all. Holy shit. Okay, Colin McCann says, can you speak on a strat that I use to scalp the cracked timeframes? Okay, what markets would be a good question first? I use an open closure on the 15-minute above or below the 20 moving average with the CTSCC and exit around the next relevant EMA in the direction of the current trend on Bitcoin. Okay, so you're bringing up a very specific strategy right there. We can actually reflect it over here as well. I do have it on this chart. Here we go. This one of Caretaker's indicators right here. All right, let's see. And so are you talking about like a strategy on this or just a random scalping strategy? Probably talking about this. Okay. I use an open closure on the 15-minute. All right, let's put it on the 15-minute. And what are you trading exactly, Colin? I'm guessing you're probably trading stocks or Forex. This actually does work pretty damn well in Bitcoin too. Actually pretty damn well. Jesus Christ. Not bad. Anyways. Yeah, use an open closure on the 15-minute above or below the moving average with the relevant EM direction of the current trend. Yeah, I mean that's typically what I do. I will put on a 21 and a 10, or either a 10 simple or not an exponential. I mean they're basically gonna be the same thing anyways, and I usually target those. But in these cases right here, what I actually like doing, Colin, is it seems like you're playing the trend on these, which is fine, especially if you're having a good time with that. But what I like doing is actually like taking the scalp on the other side first. So let's say we hit this area right here. We hit the first what do I have actually overlaid on this one? Let's see. Okay, we got I have a 2.5. No. Okay. All right, I see. Yeah, so I'd sell the yellow first and then actually take profit on the 200. Sorry, not the 200, but the 20 simple right here. Sometimes, you will travel from coast to coast during consolidations, but that's not what's going to happen in trending markets. So in this case right here, what I do, well, if we do stab into what either the yellow or the red, I will sell that area, and then but what I want to see is kind of what you see right here. This one's not going to work out, and I suspect that you're going to actually see this one blown through. But what you'd see is you'd see, for example, you'd see this one close below this pink right here. If you see that, that's going to say that momentum plus also just structural resistance is going to come back down, and you do have a nice scalp. I don't think it's going to work out this way in this case, because you're probably going to close above that, which means that momentum is once again turning to the upside. And if you're looking at volatility, which is actually this line right here, that's going to expand. So that's this is not going to be a good scalp. So what I always combine the STC with, Colin, is I always involve it with a volatility indicator. So that could be Caretaker's HVP. You could also use BBWP. I prefer BBWP. I just find that I have better results with it. And when volatility is very, very low or contracting, you don't want to take those more aggressive scalps. You want to be, you want to be waiting for when volatility is like, especially above 50 percentile, but preferably, even higher than that, like 75 percentile and above. That's where you typically do see, the nice trades that actually have a decent amount of edge on them. But if you're just asking about like a random scalping strategy, I think you probably would have said that rather than just go off of that. But you know, if you're just asking about random scalp strategy, I mean, I believe, or yes, I do know that you're in the program. So I would reference just basically the liquid zone scalping strategy. I have a video on that, I think in the bonus section of the program, and I refer to it as a 12-hour liquid zone scalping strategy. You can use any time frame with it. I just chose a 12-hour for that demonstration. We also go through a trade checklist on that as well. And that's actually my preferred way of doing most things, to be honest with you, just because it's so simplistic. But if I do want to break out the tools, that is a good one to be used. Let me just double check that you followed up on that. I'm not sure if which way you wanted me to go on. But yeah. But what I would suggest, Colin, if you are going to run this strategy in the way that you overlaid it there, is that have both a 9 exponential or a 10 simple. You know, one of the others fine, and then also the 20 on there. And actually, I might even use a 20 EMA, just be a little more aggressive with it and take profit. You know, in more aggressive measurements. Just because what I really like with that indicator is I like doing it in thirds or at least halves, where I'll do one half at the very aggressive moving average, the lower period, and then the other half at the next one. And then sometimes, you know, if I just think that it might be a trend trade anyways, because maybe you see volatility, you know, starting to expand in direction of that current trend continuation, then maybe I do things in thirds or consider it, because it might actually be one of those trend trades that you might be interested in holding on to for a little bit longer. And it's probably going to stab towards one of the more, you know, aggressive, of those targets, especially if you have, I believe, like a third standard deviation on that, which, you know, is going to be a lot further out. But those would be the potential scenarios where you might see something like that, and you could probably, you know, juice up your P&L a little bit better. Okay, cool. All right. NS says, hello, BF versus F. Oh, Beth versus Eth. Okay, got it. Beth versus F. I guess we can probably go back to Binance by now. Are they back up? Are they back at it again? It's fine here. I mean, you do have a bit of an uptrend, but you are, you know, charting two wildly moving assets against each other. I'm guessing you got a bit of a daily range going on right here. Wouldn't mind another test back down around, you know, 97 cent. Actually, you're right there. Okay, this one's like very, very small movements right there, very small increments. Any price dump? Any price dumps? Do you mean like where would I be expecting a dump? I mean, this thing has higher lows, and it looks like it's putting in a nice complex low right here, as long as you're above about 96.5 cent. So until you actually close below there, I wouldn't really be looking for any major dump. If you did, I would be looking for a move down to, you know, 94.5 to 95 cent at the very least. But for right now, again, I can't say the same thing as I usually do with, if Bitcoin keeps it up, then this thing keeps it up very likely as well, because this is an altcoin versus another altcoin. If I had to say, though, sideways and up is what it's looking like right here. I don't look at this as like bad for what it's worth right now, at least in the short-term time frames. But you didn't really give me a time frame on this, so I don't really know where to go with it. But that would be my condition for looking for an actual dump. 96.5 cent. Below there, bad. Above there, sideways and up is good. Cool. Are we at the end of the stream today? We've already looked at Cardano, and we've already looked at Ethereum, sir. TLM USD. All right, we'll look at this one. Okay, can you ban the spammers, please, sir? Just so you know, if you do spam the chat, like, probably gonna be taken out, just because, well, you know, obvious reasons. He's gone on a holiday. Enjoy the holiday, sir. Okay, this one right here. Interesting. I mean, you know, it is obviously trying to put in a nice little consolidation, and this would be your low of your consolidation. So as long as you're above about, what is this, 24.7 cent, good. Lose that area, I'd be looking for a deep retracement down, you know, around 18, 19 cents. But for right now, sideways and up is very, very likely the name of the game. Above 11th of August high, I'd be looking for this one to retest like 42, 43 cent region, maybe even go for another run. It's pretty good right here, actually, all things considered. Weekly, a little bit less obvious, not as confidence inducing. Looks like an absolute pump and dump on a weekly, but fair enough. Give it the benefit of the doubt. You can say the same things on Bitcoin as this one. As long as Bitcoin's keeping it up, which I think that it is right now, then this thing probably gets to fall through as well. And that's generally what I'm thinking right now. G3F says, great stream. Thanks, man. Ethereum USD 4 and daily and hourly. All right. Go through the whole rigmarole here, huh? Let's see, 4 hour, we have the same setup as Bitcoin. We did say hidden bullish divergence from the earlier portion of the stream. Very likely does target the high of this rally thus far, somewhere around 32.40 to 32.50 or so. Actually, sorry, no, make that 32.20 to 32.50. in varying degrees of strength right there. 4-hour jewel looking like it wants to turn back up as well, which would be an extension of this bounce. Hourly, just follow through right here. Looking at about 32.10 to 32.20, or sorry, 32.10 to 32.30. Looks fine right here, man. It's another higher low is what it looks like to me. Daily, any sort of a closure above 31.75 today, and I'd be looking for an extension all the way up to 34.50 to 3500. Looks good. Looks pretty damn good right there. Daily RSI kind of telling the story in this one too. The only way to get bearish on this one is if we actually came down and actually closed below $3,000. As long as you're above there, or even 30.30, as long as you're above there, man. Trend is just continuation right now. Looking good, sir. Looking good. King Cosmic's back. Oh, a new one. Micron. Okay. All right, let's look at Micron. MU. Okay. Micron Technology. NAS. And you're looking at no time frames, but I'm going to guess you want to look at an hourly and a daily because that's what you always want to look at. Breakdown, baby. We have a breakdown here. Big volume on the breakdown. That breakdown is real. There will be, of course, bounces along the way, but down is the direction, sir. Where does this one bounce? Well, one probably does have a nice bounce first. At the very least, like 71.5, but things really get crazy, maybe $73. Overall, though, you're very likely to bounce here first. Okay, maybe you shouldn't get too immediately bearish. However, weekly, long term, I'd probably be looking for this one back down around $65. Could extend those targets to the downside a lot more over time, but this one actually does look, it's sold off perfectly off of its last 2000, that is, highs. I'd be looking for this one to trade a little bit further south. Monthly, yeah, I'd be looking for nice bounces out for like the mid 60s. Okay, all right. I think we are going to call it right there, man. My voice is still wrecked. Actually, from yesterday's video, got my voice wrecked, man. But well, let's wrap up Bitcoin right here. Hey man, I appreciate that, Panyok. Look, man, you know this channel is selfish altruism. I get as much out of this channel as anyone else, man. You know, I mean, not only is there like actual finances involved and whatnot, of course, but you know, as far as like explaining these sorts of things, it helps me come to a deeper understanding. So honestly, man, this endeavor is not just like a labor of love. It's also, you know, I also get a lot out of it as well. So I don't want to come off as like completely altruistic, because selfish altruism is actually what I believe is like the true way of the world, man. It needs to be selfish because it needs to help you, but you are part of the world, and you also need to help the world as well. So you need to help other people. So help yourself, but also help other people, and it needs to be at the same time. There you go. That's your positive message of the day. Anyways, happy Friday the 13th to Mr. Mohammed. Gently caress the likes, says Mr. Caretaker. Thank you for that, sir. But yeah, man, short-term timeframes, you know, again, Bitcoin just following up. We did identify this at the beginning of the stream, hidden bullish divergence with back above the exponential right there as well, even bouncing off 55 on the 4-hour. Upturn remains, another higher low in the making, or already confirmed in my opinion. I mean, it certainly is already confirmed. And in general targets, maybe just shy of, just north of $46,000. But the big question is today is, where does the daily close? And by the way, 4-hour jewel is about to probably get some positive curvature there too. We can actually get the cyan on that. That'll look very, very good for a general continuation. The real question to myself is, does the daily close above the 200 simple or not? I think very likely it will. And more importantly, that's going to inevitably force the golden cross, this is between the green 55 and the purple 200, back to the upside for, you know, maybe not today unless we close above $51,000. Again, credit to Caretaker on this one, but very likely tomorrow it's going to come closer and closer, and you know that would be good enough to get Bitcoin back around $49,000, $50,000. I would be looking for any sort of weakness around there. Very likely does push back on the first test. The question is, do we close above $50,000 at that point or not? If we do, I'd be looking for extension into the mid 50s first before any sort of major pullback. And pullback targets will be much higher than if Bitcoin does top out around $49,000 to $50,000. Of course, it is still possible that Bitcoin tops out right here. You know, have to address that as well. There is always a probability of it, but the areas of getting even short-term, medium-term bearish are very, very well documented right here. 44,200 on a 4-hour closure. Below there, I would be looking for a move down somewhere around about $41,500 to $42,000 and try for a daily higher low. This is made for a 4-hour right here, so this is why it's not making too much sense. But you know, realistically, right now things are looking good, and I still kind of stick with what I've been saying earlier this week. Yeah, yesterday did pull back, not exactly to my target. I said 43.5. We got down to like 43.8 or 43.7. Close enough is close enough in this case. I look at this as still more or less good. And well, I think daily RSI kind of tells the story right here. And again, remember, we do have a 5-day closing today for spot price action. Closing anything like this is going to very likely insinuate continuation to $50,000. Maybe over the weekend or early into next week. And then obviously CME has its weekly closure today as well. And this one looking still good for a nice gap fill back around the same areas that we've been looking at for quite some time now, which I think is best seen on this chart over here. And by the way, CME about to get its first open and closure above the white 20 simple, just saying. And we do see on CME, topside trend band is where? 49,500. 618 Fibonacci retracement is around 48.5. And that is our 14th of May breakdown area right there, right around about $49,000 as well. So anywhere around there is good. Oh, and I forgot to mention weekly MACD about to cross the upside. Probably not this, well, yeah, probably not this week, but very likely next week. Anyways, with that said, it's been an absolute pleasure on this nice little Friday. I will be back on maybe later with a shorts video if we get an actual resolution of this range, which I think is actually quite possible today. So things are looking good, across the board. Oh, forgot to address the momentum charts as well here. Again, remember, 4-hour Stokes will be going to the upside, or actually, yeah, they will be going to the upside with any sort of closure above 44.2. 3 hours already there and will remain in as long as above 44. Bi-hourly, same thing, 44.150. Hourly, same thing as well, 45.3. And by the way, the daily will be crossing the upside with any sort of a closure today above 45.786, which we are literally about $10 away from right now. And 12-hour is 46.150. Will come down a little bit more in the next closure in about 5 hours and 19 minutes. With that said, it's been an absolute pleasure this morning. I want to wish you the best of the best once again. Take care. I salute you. And until next time.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, fix or pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it, hype it, pump it, dump it, rinse, repeat, but quick reload.